My husband belonged to a mafia bloodline forbidden to leave the country, so when I discovered he had gotten my cousin pregnant, I did not ask for a divorce. I filed for permanent residency overseas. Once I crossed the border, Dominic Conti could never follow me, and he had no idea my flight left in 3 days. I had spent weeks preparing without using any account connected to the Contis. I transferred my personal savings in small amounts, mailed copies of my documents to a friend abroad, and listed my parents' old apartment as the last address no one in Dominic's organization monitored. The residency approval in my bag was more valuable than jewelry because it created the one distance his power could not close. The rule was not symbolic. The Conti bloodline's power depended on remaining inside the country. Dominic could send men, money, and threats abroad, but crossing the border himself would cost the name and authority he valued above life. The immigration officers recognized my name. They whispered about the powerful man who supposedly adored me and wondered why any woman would walk away from him. The world knew Dominic as a cold, disciplined heir who had never allowed another woman near him. Then he met me at a college gala and pursued me with an intensity that made headlines. He filled the sky with fireworks, remembered every preference, and once drove through a storm because I mentioned craving chocolate croissants. When my parents died, he abandoned a business trip and came home to hold me. He arranged their funeral, slept outside my room when grief kept me awake, and made every member of his family swear that I would be treated as a Conti. His protection had felt absolute. That history was why the betrayal with Ava did not look real at first. I had trusted the man who carried me through my worst loss more than I trusted my own eyes. You still have me, Arabella. I'll never leave you. I married him because I believed that promise. 5 months ago, my cousin Ava moved into our home while I helped her find work. She arrived with 2 suitcases, no savings, and stories about relatives who looked down on her. I gave her clothes for interviews, introduced her to employers, and defended her when the household staff questioned why she wandered through private rooms. Each kindness gave her another path into the center of my marriage. Dominic slept with her on the sofa, in the kitchen, and in our bed. I learned the locations from traces neither of them bothered to hide, and messages Ava sent to test how much I knew. She had entered our home asking for help, then treated every room as proof that she could take what belonged to me. On my way home from immigration, Ava posted a photograph of a man's profile pressed against an ultrasound image. The account was restricted, so only selected people could see it. Ava wanted me to notice without giving me evidence I could easily show the family. Other posts used cropped hands, reflections, and gifs I recognized from our home. She was not hiding the affair from me. She was measuring how much humiliation I would accept before reacting. Happiness is having a baby with the man you love. I recognized my husband immediately. Dominic met me at the door and fastened a necklace around my throat. Happy anniversary of the day we met. I had dinner flown in from Europe. When I said I felt sick, he summoned private doctors, bought supplements, warmed milk himself, and stayed beside me until I fell asleep. He could put a child inside another woman and still play the perfect husband without missing a detail. That was what made leaving possible. If Dominic had become openly cruel, I might have confronted him. His tenderness showed that he could betray me without disrupting his routine, which meant no promise or apology could make the marriage safe again. Late that night, I woke thirsty and found Ava holding him in the hallway. You gave her an expensive necklace, she complained. I asked for one too. If I'm unhappy, your baby is unhappy. Dominic pushed her away. Remember your place. I love Arabella. If she discovers this, you and I are finished. Then he took out a second necklace, the same design as mine in another color, and handed it to her. Ava smiled. Are you really that afraid she'll leave? Yes. I can't live without her. If she leaves, I'll go insane. I returned to bed before he saw me and silently counted the days. 3. The next morning, a woman in the family compound publicly accused her husband of keeping a mistress. Dominic covered my ears. Don't listen to that filth. Do all men eventually betray their wives? I asked. He stiffened. I can't betray you. If I ever choose another woman, let the Conti name end with me. Let my position, inheritance, and authority be stripped away. For a Conti heir, losing his name was worse than death. He made the oath knowing he had already broken it. The same mouth that promised extinction if he chose another woman had kissed Ava and claimed her unborn child. Nothing can take you from me, he promised. His closest friends repeated the same performance. They called me the only woman capable of controlling Dominic and described Ava as a helpless cousin under our protection. Later, I found messages showing that they had arranged hotel rooms, changed dinner reservations, and warned Dominic whenever I returned home early. The betrayal had become communal. Men who toasted our marriage helped him protect the pregnancy that could destroy it, then smiled across the table and asked when Dominic and I planned to have children. Behind him, Ava appeared dressed for a social mixer. The moment she mentioned meeting another man, Dominic's face changed with unmistakable jealousy. He recovered quickly and took me to celebrate our wedding anniversary. A private restaurant glowed with candles, while fireworks outside spelled out his love for me. Halfway through dinner, one of his men whispered that Ava had attempted suicide. Dominic stood so fast his chair struck the floor. Something urgent happened. I'll come back for you. He never did. Near dawn, I took a taxi home and found him at the door. He hugged me and apologized, still pretending Ava was merely a family problem. Inside, she sat on her sofa in silk pajamas. A kiss mark darkened her neck. She claimed her boyfriend had dragged her away from the mixer. Later, I opened the bathroom door and saw Dominic gripping her chin. Try seeing another man again, he warned. Her eyes found mine over his shoulder. I'm yours, she told him sweetly. Isn't that enough? That night, Dominic woke from a nightmare and searched the bed frantically until he found me. He wrapped both arms around me and whispered that losing me was the only thing he feared. I lay still beneath his grip, thinking about the boarding pass hidden inside a book in my study. Dominic believed proximity meant possession. He had no idea I had already arranged for my phone to go dark only after the plane left national airspace. You left. he whispered. I couldn't find you. Tomorrow, his nightmare would become real. He insisted on taking me to his office for my final day in the city. An old colleague from immigration recognized me. I heard you filed papers to leave the country, she said. Does Dominic know? His voice sounded behind me. Leave the country? I claimed my colleague was the one emigrating. She understood my warning look and confirmed the lie. Dominic pulled me into his arms, his heart hammering. You scared me. My bloodline can never leave this city. Spouses can go, but I could never follow. If I've done something wrong, hit me, yell at me, even kill me, but don't leave. I understand, I said. That evening, he took me to a restaurant owned by one of his friends. His inner circle called me Donna, cleared the building for me, and joked that I was Dominic's heart. Ava arrived uninvited. In the restroom, an unknown number sent me a message. If I tell him my stomach hurts, do you think he'll still stay with you? When I returned, Dominic was already standing. I need to handle something. I'll be right back. Ava left moments later, claiming her boyfriend had arrived. Hours passed. Dominic did not return. His friends offered to take me home. As I reached the car, I remembered my bag and went back inside. Their voices carried through the private room. Finally got the Donna out of here. I don't know how Dominic keeps pretending in front of his wife. He and Ava have been at it for 3 hours. She's pregnant, and they still can't control themselves. At least the Don finally found someone new. Of course we cover for him. They laughed. These were the same men who cleared restaurants when I entered and called me the heart of the Conti family. Their respect had always been another performance maintained on Dominic's orders. Everyone knew. The men who smiled at me and called me Donna had been helping my husband deceive me for months. I collected my suitcase and went directly to the airport. The driver asked whether I was taking a vacation. No, I said, watching Dominic's city disappear behind me. I'm immigrating. My phone began to ring as the airport came into view. I switched it off.